Hello everybody, welcome to a new video series based about the game Genesis Alpha 1. Genesis Alpha 1 is a combination of shipbuilding, space shipbuilding to be precise, exploration, space exploration, and even a little bit of first person shooter role-playing, as we have to build up a spaceship, explore the galaxy to find a suitable planet and eventually colonize that. So you can guess it, the exploration and the building of the ship are done in space, the colonizing eventually on the planet. I need a certain population for that planet. I will start with a lower number, but there are a few things we have to take in mind. First of all, let's select the mission. We have different companies available to us, each with their own specific. General Ballistics will offer better weapons to start with, but what's more important is, I won't select them yet, I will select my favorite one, so I can, that doesn't work. What's more important, they also offer a certain amount of unlocked modules, in this case 18, and I have 23 resources. The better tier will actually have a little bit more modules and more resources, making a start somewhat easier. Eventually we have the maximum 28 modules, 49 resources, but also more crew and more artifacts. Every time I get higher tier to start with, you get more crew and more artifacts. And to get the number 3, I have to research 6 weapons to tier 3 in one round. And one round is actually one game, not one moment of play. The next one is Superior Genetics, 18 modules, 26 resources, which is almost similar to General Ballistics. Crew and artifacts are low too, but this one has the option that you will start with a better cloning lab, and eventually this one too will end up with better stuff, being 28 modules, 51 resources, so less similar modules, slightly less, slightly more resources, but more important, maximum crew and artifacts, which means 8 of both. The fourth choice actually, because first choice is based upon the tutorial. The fourth choice is the one I prefer to take, Star Union. You got less modules as the other two, or at least, no, you got two modules more as the other two, less as the ballistics, but it's one of the starts with the most resources, and with 6 crew and 6 artifacts you can do pretty well. Eventually you end up with 6 crew and 8 artifacts, a lot of modules and resources. To do that, refined 60 platinum in one round, and 60 platinum is, it's possible. To unlock this one I had to do, I think, 100 iron or 60 iron, so it's possible. Then we got Rocket Star, and well, they have the most artifacts, which makes it quite nice, because you can balance your start very well by giving you a lot of advantages. You have, once again, only, I think you only have 4 crew, so you're actually lower on crew. There is no upgrade for them, and there's no upgrade for this company. That's what I meant. No upgrade for this company, so it's a one step only. You don't have to unlock. I don't know what the... yeah, 4 unique firearms. It's actually said in the description. So that leaves the last two. The first one, mechanics. Mechanics are space pirates we will encounter at some point. They will invade, or at least attempt to invade the ship. And to make sure I actually am able to unlock their ship and them as a start, I have to kill 100 of them when they are on my ship. Well, killing 100 mechanic intruders won't be that much of a problem. The problem is they will move over to my storage areas and start stealing stuff. And from what I've seen from a game is sometimes they steal the stuff which is hard to come by and making it very hard to continue. The other faction, Fremen, is basically doing the same thing and it has the same requirements. So it's something I will get over time, but I'm not aiming for it. What I am aiming for is to get 6 clones to tier 3 researched and 6 weapons to tier 3 researched, which means with the platinum I'm able to use for another playthrough sooner or later the maximum start of either company supporting corporation. So with crew, what I can do, I have multiple kinds of crew, but I can only use the human ones. If I want to use other ones, I have to do a complete genesis, which means colonizing a planet with at least half of the crew belonging to this species. Now, it doesn't sound so hard, except they consume nitrohydroxy, tetrahydroxy, if I think the name is right. And that means with the crew humans breathing O2, you got something which is a little bit colliding. So not easy. Next goes for the Infernos as well, consuming HCl or hydrochlorides, and that's basically an acid, a liquid, a gas form acid, and I think it's actually called mustard gas. So, an option, the arachnoids. They got low health compared to others, but they're breathing O2, so I have to, since I start with humans, eventually end up with a crew having half of my crew being arachnoids, or actually half plus one. So I'm certain that I will unlock those species, males and females. The Deca breathe in denitro-oxygen, and yes, once again I need to have those. So I could start out with humans, eventually start cloning those, make sure that environment is okay, but that also means I will lose my human crew members and I need to replace those crew members by those to make sure everything goes okay. So it's an option. The crawl breathing in KOH, which if I'm not mistaken is, no, I can't, I know the Dutch name, not the English name. Somebody may actually give it in the comments once. The same goes for liquid, using the same consuming the same item for living. Then we got hollows doing denitro-oxygen again. Mantis, hydrochlorides, and eventually the Zeleni doing and tetrahydrogen, and I think it's actually ammonia. It's been a while since I had chemistry at school, so I may be mistaken. So currently I have only two choices to add, a male and a female human. Now artifacts, I got a lot. I won't explain them all. They're all, some are more useful as others. What's useful for me right now is the ability for my harvester to take more stuff with it, to have a shield. The return time is nice, but I'm not certain if I actually need it, because I won't be on each and every expedition. And while my harvester is flying back and forth from my ship to a planet, other parts of my ship will actually start processing the resources. So with what I noticed from previous game, with a fast return time, my harvester actually lands while I don't have the room to store the materials I have harvested from a planet, not until ores are processed into materials I can use. So I won't pick that. And the biomass is something I can use, because biomass is needed not just for cloning but also for healing, leaving me with three options. And the first one is processing one, being using the Black Robotnik B1. This is a robot which is moving a lot faster as the standard robot I have aboard my ship, and that means faster unloading my harvester. Is it contradicting to what I said earlier about not having a faster return time of my harvester? Yes and no. Yes, because if I don't have the room to store what is harvested, there's no use to unload it faster, because I can't store it anyway. No, because the sooner the harvester is unloaded, the sooner I can send it to another planet, or I can move over to the bridge and jump to another system. Then we have one suit upgrade motion tracker. I will going to need this one in two locations. First of all, if I'm part of an expedition, as it will tell me from which direction aliens are going to attack me and my crew. Second of all, because aboard of the ship we have intruders, and the motion tracker will give me not a complete idea, but at least a sense of where those intruders are. And that leaves me to my last choice, and I can pick a weapon if I want to. And I have to think, my standard is a laser weapon, so I can use that one. I can even use repair bots, or I pick a suit upgrade, giving me more damage. Those are locations of aliens. I think I'm going for the 10% more health suit upgrade. Yep, the rest will be unlocked. That's armor upgrade. I wanted health. The rest will be unlocked over time, and some of those items are actually not meant for me but meant for my crew. So then the final step is galaxy I can set the number of a system. Let's increase that by 1 step. Reduce the hazard by 1 step. Start with do I need more ship resources? No, I don't need more resources. I got plenty of that. Maximum number of artifacts. I will drop the rogue ships by 2 steps because I don't want to fight pirates over and over again. Genesis tier remains, and I will increase my reactor limits by 2 steps. So I'm certain I got enough energy. And when all that's done, let's start with the introduction screen telling us why we are here.
When I was young, our dream was to go to the stars. And so we tried, gave our best, and in the end we made it into space. We came here to prove our machines, our courage. We came for the competition and for the vanity. But we weren't ready yet. And the dream faded, became a nightmare, became propaganda and lies. But soon, our old dream became a global necessity. We needed resources. We needed more space and more food. We needed a perspective. After years of digging in the dust of Mars, the inventors gave us wings, the hyperdrive. Our ticket to not only Venus or Jupiter, but to Messier, to Andromeda, and to a galaxy we call Alpha One, a galaxy full of bright suns and beautiful planets, a galaxy full of life, a new hope. An alliance of powerful corporations was forged, and Project Genesis initiated. The dream returned, and we became pioneers again. Arcs full of genetic material reached Alpha One. Their goal? Finding a new home for its cargo and to initiate a new Genesis for mankind. The best commanders were chosen to lead these starships, and like myself, you are one of them.
Welcome to the shipbuilding interface. Here you build and upgrade our ship.
Now, let's hope I won't mess up again like I did previously, because what I have currently is 51 framework, 5 cable, 5 panel. I got plenty of energy, no crew cabin, no robots, 1 crew. Well, that 1 crew is actually me, but we'll have more. But what I had was that previously I started out with setting up a ship and ran out of some items. So this time, oh, hang on a second. Yep, I know what I did wrong, so...
The corridor connects modules and is available in different designs. Make sure you balance the ship's layout between security and efficiency. The lift module grants fast access to higher or lower decks of the ship.
There's no need to explain everything when we got an AI doing that. Life system.
Reactors provide the ship's power. Build more reactors if the energy level is low.
Wait, wrong. I need that button. 1 reactor, 2 reactor, 3 reactors. And then we got, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ground spot extra. Okay.
This
So-
is a greenhouse. The concept of cultivating plants on board of our ship is central to the Genesis project. There is no technology known to us that can effectively store or even provide a vital biosphere for the full time of our endeavor. Different life forms also demand different biosphere components to survive on this ship. To compose a certain biosphere, we need special plants. Superior genetics cloning technology is not configured for the creation or reproduction of plants. This means that we need to protect our plants at all costs.
Wait, what? I was able to do one. Never mind. Because the next one will be going down. One. Two. 3 steps. And it's time to build more corridors here. Once again 5, and this is where I went wrong last time. What the hell? Aha. Don't tell me I have to.
The Alpha Quadrant is full of shipwrecks. Our tractor beam module is a fast way to acquire already refined materials. Materials will be directly moved to the ship's storage. No deposit and no refinery required.
And now I will build. I still think I have done something wrong.
In our cloning laboratories, new clones can be created and added to the crew. Thanks to superior genetics advanced technologies, we are also able to combine human DNA with DNA we collect in outer space. This security corridor serves as a protection from alien infestations.
It doesn't
Build
work.
it strategically to protect important modules from threats.
I made a mistake. Because I need to do 5 eventually, not 4. is adding 2 more corridors, and now I need to re-add the turbo lift. And this time I'm going up 1, to the 3rd level before actually greenhouse again. Now I'm going down. And do I need once again 5 corridors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before switching to the tractor beam.
Crew quarters. Each crew member needs a slot in one of these modules. If a crew member is sick or feels bad, you can most likely find them here.
Building that, I created enough room for 5 crew members, so I need another one. However, not yet, because I need something else.
This is the refined storage module. Production-ready materials leave the refinery and will be stored here. Keep an eye on our refined storage capacity. If we run out of space, the refining process will be placed on hold. Our refined materials are the source for shipbuilding, weapon, and ammunition supply.
Let's go down a bit. One more. Because what I need next I need a biotank. I need to go up again.
All biomass you collect will be stored here. Make sure we always have enough biomass in stock and biomass tanks ready. Biomass is the basic material for every cloning procedure.
Let's drop my level. Because one thing I need is the clone lab. The question is, should I drop it here? Because eventually I have to build defenses between the turbo lift and the bridge.
This is a workshop module. Here we research and construct weapons and defenses. You can also configure the weapon racks with your favorite selection of weapons. Assign engineers to the workshop. in order to speed up research processes.
So in general, I don't need that one yet. I got the clone lab, so I don't need that one yet. I can build a hangar, but to build a hangar I also need to add.
This is our hangar module. The hangar is necessary to acquire resources, plants, or other interesting things from planets and shipwrecks. You need to assign pilots to operate a hangar. Please use the hangar terminal for additional information.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one hangar. And now I am starting to lack stuff. So I won't do anything. First thing I will need over time is the refinery and a deposit, but since I need the deposit first, because that's the plan, I will deposit stuff from the hangar in the deposit, and from the deposit items are taken and brought to the refinery. I will need framework and energy. For energy I will need a reactor, and to build a reactor I need a cable. So that's why I built the tractor beam. I'm able to build another quarters, yes. That's why I built the tractor beam, because with the tractor beam I'm able to do the first resource collecting, and those resources are needed to build up the rest. Once I have enough, I can start harvesting from planets, and using a tractor beam isn't that needed, or at least not that much needed. But for now I've got everything built. The game wants me to: the greenhouse, the tractor beam, the storage, and the green quarters. I got 40 storage in total, and I'm only using 2, so with everything done I can select exit and we can start on. Now wait a second. I should be able to start now. No. Tap. So what's left? I can rename the ship, and let's do that. USS. Let's stick to space. And no resources remaining, no crew without cabin, so start. Got the view of the ship.
promoted.
Now the fun part is I can't rename myself. I can rename every crew member but myself. So let's see what we have. First of all, my weapon, a pistol. My second weapon, a laser gun. And the other ones aren't there yet. I have to figure out a few. Here's my PDA telling me about my mission. That's my harvester. And I thought I can jump. I really need to get over to my controls. Those are my slow bots.
Access granted.
And we have here 2 energy barriers and 1, 2, 3 turrets. Also 1 iron thrower, the laser rifle and the laser gun. More before I go down. We have here a health station. Currently my health is okay, but I don't have I even don't have biomass, so there's no healing possible. There's a space scanning area, and I can assign several people here. So I will start scanning the space debris in a bit. We can contact merchants. And we have a terminal. And what do we have here on the terminal? Well, an overview of the system we're actually in. That's a special system. Given that it's sparkling, there's something there. We don't have anything else yet, except that we know there's a merchant. So I can select resources if I need something. The yellow ones are ship items. The blue ones are weapon and, well, basically weapon items, and the shield is considered a weapon item too. And the purple ones are ship items when it comes to fuel, and eventually we got in green plants. And what I want is O2 plants always, because I need them for my greenhouse. So that's that. Then we have the ability to assign crew, and I will assign 1 person, Private Jansen.
Job assigned.
Will be assigned to the bridge, and what he will be doing is scanning the area for resources, plants. Well, I think you can call them resources as well. So we actually know where to head, what to harvest, where to use a tractor beam, etc, etc. That's a planet. That's another planet. And there's Mr. Jansen. And he's doing the same stuff as I am. It's not only the system we are in, it's also, let's pick a small weapon. 4 planets explored here, the systems around us. As you can see, 7 planets explored. It's not only planets, it's also the debris. Nothing explored, nothing explored. So with that done, since we have stuff explored, let's head down. First of all, what we have here, workshop. I will assign a crew member here later. Currently we have laser pistol, laser rifle and iron thrower in the rack. We have a turret Mark 1, energy barrier Mark 1 for defense. We have the Robotnik B1, the black, which is the faster one, and the standard Robotnik, which we won't use at some point. We can do ammunition, energy cells and grenades, and eventually those are my harvester upgrades, the ones I already chose. I won't assign a crew member yet. I will open the
Alpha 1
PDA.
is a dangerous quadrant. Even the bravest pioneers will need top-tier weapons and defenses to survive this endeavor, and to lead the Genesis mission to success. In the workshop modules, you can research powerful weapons, search the galaxy for new weapon samples, and stock up your arsenal. Assign your favorite gun to the weapon racks. The racks will make the weapons available in several spots on board the ship.
Captain Stats, that's me. I don't have any alien abilities yet. I have a suit upgrade being motion tracker and health. My weapons, my species, etc, etc. Alien ability is something useful, but I haven't used it much.
Alpha 1 is a
This is what
dangerous
we
quadrant.
just had. This is stuff we will actually get to.
This is Major Thomas Phelps speaking, and this is an emergency call. If anyone intercepts this transmission, please heed my warning. My ship, the USS Homeland, was attacked by a group of very hostile humanoids. They call themselves Mechanics. Their leader was Vadim Kasparov, the Genesis commander who was considered dead after his unfortunate hyperdrive incident back in 2025. Heavily armed troops managed to enter my ship by using some sort of beaming technology. They damaged our hyperdrive and shields with the first wave. We could not leave their territory. We were able to hold them back for some days and killed a lot of the armored bastards. We even collected and researched some of their weapons, which gave us some momentary advantage. The attacks just didn't stop. They just kept coming. Now we are totally defeated. I made it to the last functional harvester before the ship blew up. I will leave the Homeland immediately. All of my crew are dead. The plants are destroyed and my movements are lost. The best thing I can do now is to send this warning. Stay away from the Mechanics' territory. I attach my coordinates with this transmission. God bless us. Phelps out.
Yeah, and that's something I can do over, and then we got, basically by the time it's done, I think we're over close to 1 hour.
This is Major Thomas Phelps speaking. Can you hear me well? How's the transmission getting through? This is a glorious day for mankind, and the greatest honor for an astronaut. I trained all my life for this moment. May God, may science be with us to make this endeavor a success. May this day be remembered as a turning point for humanity. May Alpha 1 welcome this ship and his crew with open arms. Reading serious trajectory deviations. Can't deactivate hyperdrive. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I'm hearing. What is that? Can you still read me? Genesis Command. Can you still read me? Phelps. I hope Command is reading this. This was quite a bumpy trip. I don't know where we ended up exactly, and navigation is displaying weird numbers. Nevertheless, crew and captain are okay and ready to make history. But this must be it. This must be Alpha 1, the Promised Land. Hopefully close to the program jump coordinates. Local scans are working, and we are reading a planet, almost Earth-like and close to a sun nearby. But the atmosphere is a problem. Almost no oxygen, several unknown components as well. We cannot settle there. Not with this crew. We have to explore the cluster and look for another candidate. But we made it to Alpha, and this will become our new home. Phelps out. This is Major Phelps speaking. Something is on the ship. The crew reported irritating noises from the service tunnels yesterday. I was sending a team down. Found and killed some kind of a bug. It looked harmless. Today we found 2 crew members dead in the library and dozens of egg-like cocoons nearby. We investigated further. We found the library service tunnels infested with at least 50 of these eggs. Seems these creeps can spread quite quickly. I don't like that. I also placed some sentry guns, my new best friends, to guard the area. Major Phelps out. This is Major Phelps. We found a planet that looks promising for settlement. The atmosphere is kind of, well, suitable. We still have to wear our helmets, though. Some genetic changes to our clones could tone down this problem. We're working on that. The place is also rich in resources and kind of beautiful, too. Kind of. Phelps out. Phelps here. Damn, what's going on here? At the greenhouse crew, I don't know what happened. They've changed somehow. Stopped working. Behaved aggressive. Today, they attacked me. God, I had to kill them. We're still investigating the situation. I suspect some kind of parasite that could have entered the ship when we harvested resources, infected them. Those poor guys. We will research their remains and also replace them with new clones as soon as possible. Phelps out. This is Phelps, Stardate 2035-34 or 35. I need help. This is pretty urgent. I got some weird creature on my ship. I mean, seriously weird. It emerged from the ship's engine, made some freaking noise and vanished. I can't find it with my motion tracker. It appears again and then vanishes randomly each time, doing damage to my computers. It's all full of a blue light. Can't hurt it with my guns at all. I seriously need help with this shit. Major Phelps out! Phelps transmitting. We found another interesting planet. Based on its components, the atmosphere seems breathable for humans. But we have too much smoke in the air to actually try. It's also pretty warm here. My boots are melting away as I transmit this. Resources are also rather sparse. But for a competent and ambitious crew, this could be what we're looking for. Major Phelps out.
And the last one.
Phelps here. We have harsh conditions down here, but I must say this is a promising planet again. The atmosphere is totally breathable. Temperatures are, unfortunately, rather low at -45. but we also see varied vegetation, even some animals, and 2 suns shining down at us. But they seem to produce only light, no real heat though. For now, we will move on. Phelps out.
So that gives an idea about what we may start to encounter at some point. I won't do ship coloring, I won't do ship naming yet. Although I can do this. And so far the PDA, and look at that! Now we know where we have to head to for the bridge and the turbo lift. So, here's the clone lab.
Survival guide update.
What can we do here? Well, nothing for now, but over time we can start working at clones. And when I need somebody, I simply can create a male or a female clone. As well as assign somebody here. I'm not gonna do that, I need them elsewhere. Instead, I will open
To
the
increase
PDA.
or specialize the crew, you must clone new members using the clone laboratories. The better the lab, the more advanced your clones can become. If you find valuable alien DNA, you can enhance the crew further. Collect biomass and alien DNA from dead creatures with your collector. Build a biomass tank and store biomass for your cloning activities. Feel free to experiment with DNA and alien abilities to maximize crew efficiency.
I nearly forgot. This time I have to start with the bridge. And done. Now, first thing I actually need is going up to the highest floor, which will be mistaken, there it is, perfectly showing what it does. There's only one way to go. There's storage, but I won't mention those. One biotank.
Survival guide update.
I need somebody here. We got one person. There she is. But I need another person here. So
The ship
first,
must provide a proper biosphere for the crew. Different species need different biosphere components to survive. Collect plants from the planets and grow them in greenhouses. To compose the right biosphere for your crew, protect your greenhouses from alien threats at all costs. No plants, no life. Assign gardeners and build greenhouses to optimize the biosphere.
which is why I want to be here. We have ferns are producing O2 and they're able for 8 persons. I don't have any plants, therefore there's nothing I can do. What I can do, we got a female here, so I will assign
Job assigned.
a guy. And
Job assigned.
no, wait. Now I have to reassign somebody. I thought this guy had just... There he is. Those guys are walking encyclopedias. Yeah, sometimes I've got that. While I'm here, this is storage. It doesn't do much. With it I can basically check the kind of resources I have, and that's it. And if / when needed I can actually destroy that resource, but I don't want to do that. Now, terminal.
Job assigned.
There he is. Get over here. First of all, I'm going to rename you. And after that, you will tell a little bit about Ida. Well, you won't be able to travel to the Alpha Quadrant. You will be able to travel around in this quadrant. And as you can see, this guy got 1 star. He's promoted to sergeant, and because of that the mining is improved. And that was the reason why I was selecting him earlier. Except I made a mistake and accidentally assigned him to finally, what we got here is the resource harvesting floor, which means the first of all what's needed, tractor beam.
Survival guide update. There are many shipwrecks in this area of space. You can gather refined materials with our tractor beam. Select space debris at the tractor beam's terminal. Wait for the materials to arrive on the ship. Ready your weapons. Aggressive life forms could emerge from the loot. Welcome to the shipbuilding.
The wrong interface. So, what will I do now? First things first, I need to go down, select my shields and build shields at 2 spots. And the question is, which one? Well, first of all here. Hopefully this time it goes right, because usually it doesn't. The next thing I'm going to do is setting up a turret.
Weapons activated.
This is something that keep happening a lot.
Survival guide update.
Okay, let's do
Your
this
ship
first.
is like an ark, and the crew is the most important part of your endeavor. No crew, no Genesis. Improve the crew's DNA and treat them properly, and they will grant success of your mission. Each crew member needs a crew quarter cabin, or they can become sick. Assign crew members to modules to maximize the module's functionality. If you die, you will respawn as one of them, with all of your abilities and flaws included. As long as crew members are alive, so are you.
Silly reason, and it's not the first time this happens, it's sometimes close to impossible to block, to set up a shield. Just the next second you can. Sometimes I actually wonder if it has to do with the area you're in. It doesn't want what I want. Never mind. I will do that later. I have to do one more thing, which is putting a turret here.
Weapons activated.
And the reason is, as already pointed out, the fact that we can get hostiles coming in with the tractor beam. So what we got here, 2 planets, 2 pieces of debris. To visit the planet I need to go to the hangar. Won't do that yet because I don't have the deposit area. But this planet we can collect sulfur, which will give us gunpowder, and gunpowder can be used to create the weapon ammunitions and weapons we need. Batteries are used for shields, nitro and jackets are used for weapons as well. Batteries can also be used for ammunition or for laser weapons. We got framework at another planet and a fern. That's useful because I got 1 spot left for a plant, and with the fern I'm able to get 2 more crew members. Then we got debris. One is having framework and the other one is having cable. So that's useful, as I need both for the what's my name? Reactor. So on top of that I will assign
Job assigned. Job
Two.
assigned.
crew members. Here they are, and they will do the scanning and collecting for me. I will rename them after they explained what we actually can do.
Resource beaming complete.
And since he's going to mine, I will name him after
Resource
a
acquired.
dwarf. And here's the other one.
Resource beaming complete. Resources collected.
I know that wasn't a dwarf, but never mind. And with this done, I will end this broadcast. I don't have to save the game because it auto saves and I can continue from the save next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it,
Resource
and
beaming complete.
as soon as those resources are here,
Resource acquired.
I will sign off and wish you a very nice day.